Hey everybody, I am on for the midweek message Wednesday, June 19th. Thanks for joining me here. And as always, you can check me at my website for readings and all kinds of awesome stuff. Would love to work with you. Hit me up. All right, so happy solstice. Summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere has us in a space of bringing through a rejuvenated energy that has kind of been revving up and revving up and revving up. And as we move from Gemini season into Cancer season, we move from the air sign to the home of the water signs, as Cancer is very representative of the home. We move into a different space where we are, at one point we're more in the external, and now we are reflecting in an internal sense on how it is we feel about the situations that we're in and the things that we are interested in, specifically in the areas of home and work. Because we have on the 21st, we have a full strawberry moon in Capricorn, and Capricorn is the axis opposite sign to Cancer. So as we are looking at what Capricorn represents as the external, tough-skinned, tough-faced workaholic to a degree, is interested in our work self, the Cancerian energy is looking at an internal, nurturing, almost feminine, mothering presence of the home space and developing the nest. So that push-pull energy with the Capricorn influence is going to really have us choose between and be pulled almost between work and home life, and asking us to seek a balance there. So as this energy moves through, we will be kind of confronted in a sense with that sort of question of, is this balancing me out, or is this too much that I'm giving here and not enough here? Like, where can I find the happy medium? And is there one that can be met, and can it be met in these environments, or is that something that needs to be reevaluated? Because success and the desire for abundance is really, really the forefront that this is culminating to. All right, so we're going to jump into the cards. Just a lot of cerebral feeling vibes around all of these cards this week, so I'm interested to see how the channel comes through. All right, so if you chose one, your card is relationship. I'm focusing on, obviously, the fact that there are two, and the concept of relationship, meaning that it's I and the other. But what's coming through strongest for me here, one, is your understanding that you are part and parcel of every single thing that exists in this reality that you have created and co-created with every living thing, even inanimate objects. You're also learning too about your relationship to the material at this time, and the material connections are, you're finding what binds you, and binds you almost in a social sense, I'm hearing keeping up with the Joneses. It's not so much like that. It's not so much a conspicuous consumption sort of thing, but you're starting to realize that you don't really need all of the stuff that you have, or all the stuff that you feel like you have to maintain in order to, be a adult. Your relationship to the material and those people in relationship who feel a certain way about things is starting to change. And that self-awareness is also bringing you back to a greater, what is the purpose of it then? And what are we here for? It gets real big. It's a little bit dramatic there. But that energy is really designed to kind of get you to pick it like the scab of what you thought you knew about what was important to you as you're going through a different phase. So this is going to ignite for you a desire to bring forth into your experience more things that answer those questions for you about what's next, and how that develops through your interpersonal relationships, not simply in a romantic sense, but in almost in more of a work sense. And that's coming through mostly with the full moon in Capricorn. So how is this working in a sense that you are going to be elevated either in career or in some sort of level of self-integrity, whatever it is that you're measuring yourself by that gets you your jelly beans, your gold star, your dopamine hits, right? It's different for everyone. Whether that's, being promoted or having a different shift or whatever it is, some of that is going to come into play as well. But it will have you questioning what you really need, because you might find that it's going to require you to shift in compensation in some sort of way. Let me know what happens there. All right, 2. Your card is fertility. Beautiful card. Okay. There we go. Thank you. Oh, okay. Been having some focusing issues, and I don't find it to be random, because just even pulling up the card with you guys, I started to get like the eye twitch in the right eye. For me, that's when a group is coming online in an opening of the third eye, where the physical eyes are also being affected because the energetic third eye is being activated. So for those of you in 2, you may be experiencing some tension headaches, there's some allergies, some stuffiness. I'm actually feeling a lot of tension here in the cheekbones, and even some dry eye, some wateriness. Now, yeah, of course it is, around this time of year, that is something that is pretty normal. So if it's something out of the ordinary for you, remember, I am not a medical doctor. I'm not trying to give you any sort of information on that. I'm just connecting to what it feels like to be in the energy of the activation, and some of it feels like that. Okay. So this coming online with the ability to see and understand in a psychic sense is really exciting, and it's bringing through a lot of ideas. So not necessarily in a literal fertile sense, although I do feel that those of you who are menstruating people may have had a shift in the timing of your cycle, or there's a change in the duration of that. That's something that is energetically moving you to a space where there is more creativity, there's more access to the energy of your most creative self at a certain time. But also it is more creative in a sense of fertile ideas for all of you. And this is when you're going to be having more inspirational hits coming through, and that sort of opening of the third eye and the awareness that you are in connection, like almost straight downloads that you're able to receive now. You may not understand everything that's coming through, but you do feel pings and hits of inspiration, and you're starting to acknowledge nudges, and you're starting to keep yourself a little bit open and more in the moment is exactly where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing. So coming through with the things that you're desiring and wanting to bring into your experience are going to be more likely, because you're going to be in more of a state of flow, where you're in a state of trust and you're in a state of acknowledgement of the self and of your worth. And with that frequency shift in itself, it's going to be flooding you with more information, therefore making you more abundantly fertile. So the time is right if you're wanting to invest a little bit in something that you're curious about, whether that's taking a class, or maybe you're thinking about trying something different. Maybe you need some supplies. So maybe think about investing a little bit of your rainy day fund, and taking a little bit of a withdrawal there. It'll come back in different ways. All right, and 3, your card is abundance, group 3. These things look like amoebas to me. There's a lot of primordial energy that's coming up. I'm feeling very strongly, actually a very deep sort of heavy pressure in the face, almost like as if I were underwater. So there's a very primordial feeling that's coming through with you for 3. It feels as if this has been a long time coming, and that you've been really dredging at the bottom of something in order to unearth this stream of desire, is all I can kind of put it. Because for some people it's money, for others it's actually a relationship that's been kind of waiting in the wings to be defined. For some of you it is more having more of a rich friendship, and for some of you it's feeling better being alone. So there's a lot of different pluses and pros and cons to what it is that your stream of desire looks like, and what abundance looks like to you. And that separateness is it's funny because it's really what everyone wants, is to feel a sense of peace within yourself. So I think if you come back to that wherever you can find the most peace within a activity or anything that you're interested in, that is truly the right avenue to go down when you are seeking something out. The emotions that have kind of come up alongside the desires here for you three, in order to bring this abundance through, there's been, it almost feels like an exchange of a part of yourself, and that in itself has a lot of heavy weight, and that has me feeling a sense of almost a depressive state, and that depression is noted, but it isn't something that you have to stay in unless, I want to word that differently. It's a feeling of physical depression where you feel like you are being pressed down upon. There's like almost a heaviness. That feeling is what will be lifting as soon as you acknowledge that it's there. It's kind of when you feel a cold coming on and you kind of think about it and you think about it and you think about it and you think about it, and then you finally just let yourself accept that maybe you actually do have a cold, and then it just comes rushing through and you get it over with, but you've prolonged it that entire time by kind of thinking it over and creating it, and you know, like really putting your feelers out and a lot of energy towards it. You don't need to do that here. That's what's making this feel sad. There is a closure there, and that closure is enough. And if you're looking to work through that, you know, that's something that I assist in as well. So please feel free to reach out. All right, everything's cool. It's just a matter of accepting where you're at in the process that you're going through, and that it is indeed that, a process. So there is a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you're close to the end. So chin up. Okay. All right, so those are the messages this week. I would love to hear how they land for you, so please leave me some feedback. It would be super cool. As I said before, we'd love to work with you, so I have lots of options. Please feel free to reach out. You can contact me via DM or via my website or email below. I'd love to talk to you about what it is you're looking to do and the goals that you have, and custom tailor something especially for you. All right, thanks so much. Hope you have a wonderful week, and happy solstice, happy full moon. All right, peace.